Welcome to this Academic Success Center presentation on the 21st Century Literacy Partners. I'm Dr. Robert Cook, Assistant Dean of Student Success and Director of the Writing, Tutoring, and Math Centers. We have 3 goals for today. Here they are. As we work today, we're going to be doing some pauses to think and write. At the end of the session, please take a photo of your notes, or if you are taking your notes electronically, please save them as a PDF when you are done. As a means to verify that you have completed this presentation, please upload your notes into the Blackboard Dropbox associated with this presentation. If there is no Dropbox associated, talk with your supervisor to see how she or he wants to verify your participation. If you are watching this as part of a group, pause the recording to go around the room and identify yourselves and the department you are working for. You may also wish to identify your graduate program if you are in one. This is also an appropriate time to do an icebreaker. Perhaps pick a question to answer that involves sharing your experiences with academic support in writing, math, tutoring, or study skills. Start the program when you are ready to continue. I'd like to begin our work today by sharing this quote by Archbishop Desmond Tutu. Language is very powerful. Language does not just describe reality. Language creates the reality it describes. Take a moment now to pause the program and consider what this means to you and how it might influence the work you do in academic success. If you are in a group, take 2 minutes to assemble your thoughts, then share some ideas. You may want to take notes to expand your understanding. Start the program when you are ready to continue. One of the easiest ways to understand the power of Tutu's quote, which itself is a paraphrase of the Sapir-Whorf hypothesis, is to consider color. For example, all of these colors are shades of blue. Which of these would you say are dark blue, and which would you say are light blue? Pause the program while you make a quick decision about each of the 18 shades. In English, our starting point for describing all of these colors is blue. However, the Greek and Russian languages provide 2 distinct starting points to describe all shades of blue, light blue and dark blue. The result is that people who speak these languages are more quickly able to discern shades of blue. Their visual perception is enhanced by words in their language. Conversely, our language limits our ability to make such discernments as quickly. Here's another example. According to the Oxford English Dictionary, the term orange to describe an exotic fruit first appears in written English in 1044. However, the use of the term orange to describe a color does not appear in written English until around 1600. Research identifies a significant gap between the appearance of the fruit orange in Europe and the appearance of the color orange in the spoken language. So what word did Europeans use to describe the color orange prior to the arrival of the orange fruit? They didn't. The color was red-yellow. Our point here is the basic but powerful idea that we don't simply perceive the external world and name it. Our naming of it, or lack thereof, actually shapes the external world and what we're able to perceive. So what does this have to do with 21C and academic support? Let's try an activity. You may wish to pause the program after each new question is shown. First, spend 2 minutes to write down all the words you can think of that describe academic support. Press play when you're ready to continue. Now write down what academic support does. Now write down who does the supporting and who gets supported. Now write down how the support happens. Now write down why the student needs the support. When you have answered all of these questions, continue the program. Your answers from the previous slide will probably correspond to one of two models of education. If you thought about tutors working with students who have trouble, who are unprepared or underprepared, who don't know content or are poor learners, or who are weak overall, you are probably operating from a deficit model of education, which assumes that academic support fills in gaps that are missing to help weak students get, quote, up to speed. That's not our preferred model. Instead, we like to operate from a model of strengths and assets. All of our students arrive at Merrimack with at least 12 years of education and a range of valuable experiences to build on and to share with the community. All students are learners who have a chance to expand their knowledge with a consultant or tutor who serves as their sounding board or who gives them feedback. Each learner can enhance a variety of skills in several ways when participating in academic support activities. These may include interpersonal communications, study skills habits, critical thinking and reflection, not to mention content area, writing, and mathematical skills and knowledge. This approach works better because it does not assume the student is weak. It simply assumes the student is a student. For students who have challenges, it may help to think of them not as underprepared, but as differently prepared. Now take a look at this definition of academic support from the Glossary of Education Reform. Pick out the words or phrases that support the deficit model. Identify words or phrases that support the strength or asset model. Pause the program while you do so. Here, the words in yellow emphasize the deficit model, while those in green more closely represent the asset model. Clearly, we have some work to do in education to improve the way academic support is perceived and talked about. Now take a look at the impacts of deficit-based language on both students and support offices, centers, and programs. It should be pretty clear why we don't want to use deficit-based language in our work in the Merrimack College Academic Success Center. The 21st Century Literacy Partners was created to change our language and our thinking about academic support. Notice that we take our cues from the National Council of Teachers of English, or NCTE, the foremost professional organization for teachers of writing in both K-12 and higher education. We invite you to use this strengths and assets approach when working with your students and when recommending the Academic Success Center and the 21C network. Here are the office and programs affiliated with 21C. Notice while many of them are in the ASC, the Research Center is not, and campus-wide tutoring is offered in departments all over campus. We work to centralize the messaging and to keep tutors trained and tutoring advertised clearly each semester. These programs are united in several ways. Check the differences between the perception and the reality, and think about how it might help you promote these offices and programs to your students. The Research Center helps students discover, evaluate, and integrate sources. They develop information literacy, which is crucial for educational and professional success. They're located on the second floor of McQuaid Library. They'll take walk-in or appointments with professional librarians from 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. during the academic year. Their website is a gateway to high-quality resources. The Tutoring and Math Center enables students to gain numerical literacy and quantitative skill. There are learning opportunities in math and in math-related subjects. It's located on the third floor of McQuaid Library and shares common space with the Writing Center. Face-to-face and online tutorials with peer and professional tutors are available. The Study Partners program helps students optimize strategies for success. It supports departments or classes without tutors and creates partnerships to help students develop study skills in practice with a peer. It does not replace other available tutoring resources and services. Campus-wide tutoring helps students advance their knowledge of the disciplines through the campus-wide tutoring activities. These are usually course-specific tutoring opportunities with peer tutors who are trained by staff from the Tutoring and Math Center and the Writing Center. Campus-wide tutoring is offered in a variety of departments: business, chemistry, world languages, health science, and computer science among them. The Writing Center allows students to experience high-impact reading and writing assistance. Students from freshman year to graduate level improve as writers. Assistance can be offered at any point in the writing process, from understanding an assignment and brainstorming through polishing prose. Appointments are preferred, and a waiting list will be available in our WC online system. The Writing Center shares common space with the Tutoring and Math Center. So which partner would you recommend for each bullet? The first bullet is a skill taught in the Writing Center. The second bullet is a skill that can be learned through the Research Center or the Writing Center. The third bullet is a Research Center skill. The fourth bullet can be found in the Study Partners program or through campus-wide tutoring. The fifth bullet is a skill that's taught in the Tutoring and Math Center. And the final bullet is a skill that students can find in the Writing Center or in the Research Center. Here are some tips to help you reframe the discussion with students who you would recommend to the 21C network of programs and centers. Let's look for deficit and asset-based language one more time. Here's the 21C mission. Pause the program while you read and discuss the language use. Look at our choices here. Words in green are words you can and should use to promote our offices. To close, take a moment to consider the language you use to promote your own offices and programs. Take some notes, and if you're in a group, be ready to discuss your findings. Thanks for joining us for this presentation. If you have questions about what you learned today, you can email or ask me or any 21C Network staff member, and we will be able to respond. Have a great year.